We just spent 2 weeks in Miami trying to hit 6 really ambitious goals for our startup, and we thought we were absolutely crushing them. But by the end, we realized we were completely wrong about everything. We are finally in Miami.
Yep.
Crazy journey. We're here for 3 months as part of the Focal VC residency program in collaboration with the lab, which is our beautiful office space. They're sort of like the big tech hub when it comes to like co-working and working in Miami. So all the like cracked events happen here, like the Cursor events. I think they're doing another one in a couple weeks. So super excited to be working out of this space. But we are here for 3 months and we have two very specific goals that we want to hit by the end of those 3 months. Number one, we're trying to hit 100K ARR. So by the end of March, we want 100K ARR. Number two, we really want to raise a seed before we come back to Canada, or at least like start the process of raising a nice seed. And that's partially where the revenue goal comes from as well.
We also have a few goals. So in the next 2 weeks, we have things that we want to work on with our customers, as well as on the tech side.
Yeah, so we split them up into two categories. The first thing for the next 2 weeks, like our next sprint, the three things on the tech side.
Yeah, so for the tech side, we're going to be migrating over part of our database from Supabase to ClickHouse, just for traces and spans, because it's just going to be way more performant. The second thing is that we are creating a staging environment because we've been pushing a lot of changes to production, and now that we have like actual people using our product, we don't want to be messing around with production. So
yeah, sometimes things will go down for like 2 or 3 minutes and we'll be dropping all those customer logs. So we need to have like a real pipeline for pushing code.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm setting up a whole new staging environment and replicating our production database right now. And then the third is just our next features that we're working on. We're looking into eval, so I'm doing a lot of research into that, like what's gonna be really valuable for our current customers, as well as like any future ones that we want to onboard.
Yeah, the cool part is like Claude, for example, Anthropic, they're always putting out new articles on like the things they're learning about evals and benchmarking and just observability for LLMs as a whole. So a lot of the times we use that as like ideas for the future, because our customers don't have the time to sit there and like do all the research on the latest, greatest things of what you need in an observability platform. So if we do that, we can pitch it to them. They're like, oh wait, we actually do need that. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, because sometimes when customers come to us, they don't really understand what they need. Like they know kind of what they want, like from their product. They just don't know where that kind of leads to. So it's kind of our job to do that research and figure out.
And sort of know what the future is going to demand of them. Like for example, if compliance laws are coming out, we want to make it so if they're using us for observability, we also have them covered on the compliance side when it comes to evals and making sure the LLMs inputs and outputs are tracked in a way that works for whatever compliance needs they might need in a couple months' time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the three big goals we have on the customer side of things is number one, we want to make our existing users start paying. So it was great for the first month, like we got a lot of data from having them test out the product. But now we want to start making revenue off them. And number two, pretty much all our customers have come from my content. So that's why I really want to triple down on content this year. It's sort of crazy. I was talking to someone that sends like 4 million cold emails every single month. And he was saying out of those 4 million cold emails, the conversion rate from like email to demo is maybe 1 to 200. So you have to send 200 cold emails to even get one response. But what I figured is every time I like shit post on LinkedIn or just post on LinkedIn in general, because people have seen my content and they know who I am, it's almost like I'm a warm lead. So when I message them and they happen to be like a software engineer at like this mid-enterprise, like mid-market company, they're like, oh dude, I'd love to try your product out. So because we have that warm lead due to my content, it allows us to sort of get our foot in the doors a lot easier than if we had to cold outreach. So it's a really good strategy and it plays to one of our strengths, which is why we really want to lean into it. I think instead of sending like 5,000 cold emails a day, we can just put out slightly better content, which is why I hired like a really good content team to help me out with it. We can just put out a lot more content and really good content, start getting more eyes on my content, which will then lead to warm leads through things like LinkedIn and just people seeing my videos, which I think is a way better investment than like setting up like cold email funnels and stuff. And the third customer goal that we have, which I guess is like the sixth goal for the next 2 weeks, is we really want to get a pilot with a good customer. And what I consider a good customer is like one that is sort of in this level. So you can split our customers sort of into rungs. Like we have individual developers that are just trying to build stuff. Then you have like startups that maybe are at like the pre-seed round and they have a bit of traffic and stuff. which would be over here. Then you have like a seed startup. So they might have just raised like $3 million in seed. And then you have like anywhere from Series A to Series B. So they could be making like maybe 2-3 mil a year all the way to like maybe 30 mil plus a year. And then finally you have like the beginning of like enterprise. And the thing is, you can charge each one of these companies a different amount depending on where they are, because they're going to be doing way bigger traffic. Enterprise companies, even if they're not doing too much, need like specific security things. And like we might be able to charge like a dev and a startup anywhere from like $50 to like $300 a month. But when it comes to a seed startup, like we can charge them like maybe $1,500 a month. And for Series A to enterprise companies, you can charge anywhere from like $5,000 to like $15,000 a month for the same service. I think we got really unlucky. The weather is usually supposed to be really nice, and we were really looking forward to it coming from Toronto in the snow, but it's been pretty rainy recently here. Hopefully in the next couple days it starts getting sunny again. Just finished a run
/ walk for me.
/ walk for Steph. Crazy morning. Honestly, we woke up to the person we're trying to get to do an enterprise demo messaging me on LinkedIn and wanting to like hop on Slack and start talking before. We had a meeting scheduled, but he wanted to start talking before we actually have that meeting. So it's been a crazy morning. It is not easy to get enterprise people to pilot, not because they're not interested, but because they're so busy and enterprise moves so slowly that what we're trying to do in 2 weeks is probably going to take longer, because the flow just takes longer with enterprise. Like they need to check with other people, they need to like confirm with other engineers and stuff. So I don't know if we'll be able to hit this goal, man.
Today, I have to review a video for one of my YouTube videos that my editors did, but I don't have to make a video. I'm going on a relatively short run, a 7.5 kilometer run. Then we're going to head over to the lab. And once we're there, we just onboarded a new customer. So we have to make sure that and they have some custom integrations that need to be done. So we're probably going to spend some time programming that. I'm also in the middle of migrating everything over to ClickHouse. We're currently storing all the traces, both in Supabase and ClickHouse, just to make sure that the input to ClickHouse works. And now we're slowly replacing all the queries on the site with ClickHouse instead of Supabase. So I'm testing all that out locally, and hopefully I should have a working version for almost everything that we're doing by the end of the day. Other than that, I'm probably gonna make a LinkedIn post to try and get more people to start connecting with me so we have more prospects to connect with. Pretty much all of our customers right now either came because they saw my content on Instagram, or I posted something on LinkedIn and they've seen my videos before, so they connected with me on LinkedIn, and then I sort of sell them like that. So LinkedIn and content is a really big funnel. So I'm gonna try and come up with more ideas on how I can lean into it today.
We got a lot of perspective yesterday from talking to Pascal, and it turns out like maybe the product we're building, while everyone sort of needs it, it's sort of more like a vitamin than an actual painkiller. Like it's something companies want to have, and they don't really care too much about the brand they have, and a lot of the times they're just going with the big observability companies that have like an AI add-on, and they're not necessarily looking for a really best-in-class observability platform. So we're really reassessing our options and figuring out like where we want to go from here. We also started reading The Mom Test. It's a book I've read before, but man, I need to read it again because I forgot almost all the lessons in it. And it really shows me how wrong I've been talking to our customers and prospect customers. This, I think, will give us good understanding of how we should be asking questions in the future. So every night, me and Steph read a chapter of it and then we discuss it. And it's been really helpful so far.
Today's going to be a crazy day. After going for a run, we're launching something called OpenUI today, which is like a cool little tool I made for myself just to like be able to use multiple Claude Code instances. So it gives you a UI for using like multiple OpenCode or Claude Code instances. You just paste in a linear ticket or select one. It creates a new Git work tree with a new branch, and then it just goes to town. It's something that I will be using going forward to Code Fallon. And I thought maybe it'd be cool to make something open source because I know a lot of people have trouble organizing their Claude Code instances. So I'm gonna launch it today, make a cool little video, and then I have a lot of videos to record today in the studio as well. So that should be fun.
Well, that was a crazy 2 weeks. I think we hit all 6 of the goals we set out. And in doing so, we realized that we're actually not on the right track at all. Like, first of all, it was pretty painful to chase some customers down to get payment from them. Like only one of our customers really was open to paying for the service they've been using for the past month. And then aside from all the technical stuff, which we did, getting the other big enterprise customer we had to pilot was also a huge pain. And what that made us realize is if people
people aren't willing to like pay for what they're using and they're not willing to like test new things out for us and really onboard that quickly, we're clearly not solving a big enough or a painful enough problem. And that's the thing about goals. They act more like forcing functions for action more than they do like something fun to hit. If we never pushed hard to try and hit these goals for the past 2 weeks, we definitely would not have realized this as quickly as we did. So we're not done with Miami yet. Honestly, I have no idea what we're going to build next, but maybe that's kind of the fun part. And yeah, one of the biggest takeaways is if you're trying to build something, look for problems. Don't just come up with a solution you think would work and convince yourself everyone needs it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Next week, we're going full interview mode. We're talking to everyone. I am reaching out to every single content I have, users, people who rejected us, even competitors. And we are going to try and just find a real problem to solve. It's going to be real. And yeah, you guys are going to get to follow along on the entire journey of a startup that is pivoting and starting from scratch. So I'll see you guys in the next video.